What's up YouTube? It's me, Jess, and I'm an opera singer. Today's video is going to be a performance analysis on Diana Ankudinova singing Can't Help Falling in Love. Let's go.
Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you.
Wow, this is really exquisite. So I've done a video on Miss Ankudinova before, and so I'm very well aware of her tone and her range. The contralto tone within her voice is just so mesmerizing. I think the way that this was set up musically was really interesting. Just something that made the atmosphere feel pretty bare. There was a lot of mystery. But how is this rendition going to go? And that mystery behind it before it even starts is just really captivating. And then of course you get this crazy, unique tone that crash lands into that whole mysterious atmosphere that's already been set. Great job on creating this experience. Let's look at the very first phrase that she says. Wise men say. Now, interestingly, when she went to go sing this first phrase, I heard wise man say, and the actual lyrics to the original song is wise men say. And I think that's a pretty important distinction to make, especially on a song with this much popularity. But I think that vowel e instead of ma could be done in that range.
Wise men say.
And so just a little nitpicky critique that I saw. Other than that, I really loved how she started the phrase with that W in the word wise. You can hear her go ooh before she goes and opens up into the wise.
Wise.
Those little touches, I'm telling you, make all the difference. Then when she goes up into the next word, what should be men, but I hear man, she beautifully goes into that next note in a very connected way. So it all sounds like one, what we call in classical music, legato line. One note to the next is intertwined and has a close relationship. Then finally, when we get to the last word of this phrase, say, I love how she brings her vibrato into that word and settles into it very beautifully.
Wise men say.
I think couples really beautifully with this lower contralto tone is that slowed vibrato. Man, that is like a match made in heaven. It's not overly slow to where it's wobbly and you can hear two completely different notes to where it's distracting, but it's slow enough to where it is a very distinctive type of vibrato. Now let's find the notes that she's saying on the words but I, because they were really low. Y'all, so she is singing a C sharp or D flat 3. I don't know what key this is in. Not only is she singing this really low note, I can hear the note crystal clearly. Now there is a difference between being able to really sing through the note and then just being able to hit the note. I can kind of go down low in my range when singing, but there are some notes in my lower range that I can hit, but I would not want to incorporate into a song because the technique isn't quite there, the resonance isn't quite there. I find it very fascinating that she's able to settle into these super low notes relatively easily. Now you don't see her head going down to go, but that's really low for me. You don't see her head or really anything trying to reach down for it. She's just casually doing her thing in that low register. Amazing. Just another critique, and this is just to show, what is being done really well and just slight improvements that could be made. Now, again, this could be a language barrier. I don't know what her native tongue is. English could be her second, third, fourth, fifth, I don't know, language. But that being said, I'm going to point out just a couple of subtleties. Now, first we talked about man versus men. There is a big difference between those two vowels. Now here on the lyrics, it's on two words on the phrase, I can't help falling in love, specifically on the word can't and then on the word love. Now, I didn't hear a crystal clear T on the word can't, nor did I hear a crystal clear V on the word love. Instead, it was almost like those two consonants were skipped in order to go right into the next word.
Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you.
Now, I think it would add another level of emotional intensity if those two vowels were incorporated into those two words, because they're really important words within the line. One, because it's telling you if you can or can't do something and what you can or cannot do. Falling in what? Love. And it's within the title. So just those two little subtleties that I think would add to the already super interesting performance so far. Now, going into this transition where she chooses to go up the octave, the music that is within that transition before she sings reminded me of the music before. It was bare and it was super mysterious. You got this kind of scary factor of that sharp sound, almost like when a nail goes across a chalkboard. You know how that makes you feel? You got that laser sharp sound in that transition. What is going to happen? Where is this going? It just makes you pay attention in an intense way. And perfect setup for what was about to come next vocally. It didn't seem like there was any issue going from one to the next. Now, granted, she didn't have to go from one low note right into a high note, which would be interesting to hear. She got a little bit of a pause, and then she was able to come in on this new level within her vocal range.
Falling in love with you. Wise men say.
Now again, beautiful job on this second part. Beautiful oo vowel when she goes to sing that W within the word wise. Now again, I still heard the word man. Tell me if you hear that instead of men. Still beautiful legato line. I loved how this part of the arrangement, you hear her upper range and there's more going on within the piano. Before, when it was moving a little bit more slowly, the piano was, I think for the most part, if not all, just giving us chords. Now we've got some broken up chords going on with this new part of the song to accompany that higher register.
Wise men say
think it just adds to this idea that it's going somewhere. And I'm very curious to know where it's going to go next.
Wise men say only fools rush in,
Gorgeous.
but I can't help falling in love with you.
So beautiful.
But I can't help falling in love with you.
Oh, nice. Oh man, the clip like ends so drastically. The video does. What a beautiful, beautiful performance. I thought it was really fascinating to see her mouth position in different parts of her register. Now, there are some people when they go pretty high within their register, and that's relative depending on who you are as a singer. When they go to the more extreme parts of their register, there are some people who open fairly widely, and there are others who don't need to really open much. In fact, I've even seen some sopranos essentially sing in their their much higher upper register with almost a closed mouth. It's really fascinating to me just to see how people use their vocal cavity in order to produce the sound that they need to produce. In her case, she had a very wide open mouth for her higher parts of her register. I also really loved the play on straight tone and vibrato. I loved the straight tone within the higher notes. I wish that the ending of the video wasn't clipped so quickly, because I would have loved to hear if she was going to add some vibrato to the end of that last note. There's nothing, in my opinion, nothing more satisfying than hearing a long held out note at the end of a song. You sit on that straight tone for a while and then finally give us that vibrato. It's almost like that tension and resolve. It's just a beautiful factor. Got a bit more of that vibrato in her lower register.
Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. Wise men say
maybe she's just more comfortable down there than she is up there, or maybe she's conserving some air when singing those higher notes. When you add vibrato to those higher notes, or really just notes in general, that is a lot more demanding air-wise. You've got to figure out how to manage your air more. It looks like this is some sort of competition, correct me if I'm wrong, which is why this performance is such a condensed or shortened version. But because she only chose to sing a very small portion of the lyrics within the entirety of the song, I thought what they did with the arrangement was great. When you're using a condensed version of a song and only a small amount of lyrics within the song, you've got to make up for that in creativity within the music and within the melodic line. And I thought that they did that really well. I thought that that journey, giving us all of that creativity because there was a lack of, let's say, lyricism, or there was a lack in a larger amount of lyrics, really made up for that. And I, as a consumer, as someone watching this performance, was really satisfied. Of course, it would be nice to hear more, but for the circumstances, I thought it was really, really well done. If you liked all that you saw, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Comment down below what Diana Ankudinova video should be next. Also, make sure you check out the description box for ways you can keep in touch with me, get access to exclusive perks, and or take an artistic development lesson with me. I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.